Hello and welcome to Verdict 2015. Stop your poll ads on quota. Election Commission has told this to the BJP. We'll be getting you all the details on that story and all news and updates from Bihar in the next half an hour in our bulletin. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you. Let us begin with the election headlines. Election Commission bans two controversial advertisements by the BJP, calls them inflammatory. EC also seeks explanation from BJP President Amit Shah over his firecrackers comment. Grand Alliance had complained in an attempt to communalize polls. BJP has denied allegations. Home Minister Rajnath Singh speaks exclusively to Rajya Sabha TV, says his party is clearly in the lead and will win the Bihar polls comfortably. And we throw the spotlight on Purnia Court railway station, which is still reeling from the effects of the floods in 2008. Once bustling with activity, the place is left desolate today. Our top story, the Election Commission has clamped a ban on the publication of two controversial advertisements printed by the BJP in poll-bound Bihar. The Election Commission, while calling the ads inflammatory, directed the Chief Electoral Officer of Bihar to ensure that the ads were not published till the election process was over. The BJP had earlier this week released two advertisements in vernacular print media that the Election Commission found against the provisions of the Model Code of Conduct. Now, one of the advertisements alleges the Mahagathbandhan of snatching the plate of Dalits by planning to transfer the quota meant for Dalits and EBCs to the minorities. The other advertisement deals with vote bank politics, claiming that the RJD, JDU and Congress leaders are giving sanctuary to terrorists. The remaining two phases of the five-phase polls in 16 of the 38 districts of Bihar, remember, are going to be held on 1st and 5th of November.
अमित शाह पर प्राथमिकी दर्ज हो, प्रधानमंत्री पर दर्ज हो, जिन्होंने इस तरह की इन्फ्लेमेटरी जो दिए हैं वहां पे विज्ञापन, उन पे मुकदमे दर्ज हो और भविष्य में आज के बाद कोई इस तरह का विज्ञापन न आए.
All right, let's get a perspective on that story. Mr. Anirban Guha Roy, who is the assistant editor with the Hindustan Times, is now joining us. Good morning, sir, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now, Mr. Roy, EC has been repeatedly moved by both the camps in Bihar, and it's certainly not funny because both the camps are accusing the other of trying to polarize votes in the state.
Yes, this trend has started after the third round of polling, and this has aggravated in the fourth phase with the BJP going very aggressive in its campaign and on religious lines. Yes, day before yesterday, Amit Shah made a statement about how Pakistan, there will be rejoicing in Pakistan if NDA loses in Bihar. And that was seen as a tactical move by the BJP to, polarize the voters on religious lines, because this fourth phase is spanning in 7 districts and 55 seats where the Muslim population is very high, be it Siwan, be it Gopalganj, be it Darbhanga, be it West Champaran, East Champaran. So I believe that the BJP, which has got a stronghold in this, there is trying to, play the religious card, and that is where the Grand Alliance feels that it might polarize voters, and they have sought the EC's intervention, and EC has actually given a notice to Amit Shah to seeking an explanation from him, and also put a ban on the two advertisements which were aimed to create divisions in community lines, communal lines.
Yes, but Mr. Roy, this is really very disheartening because what we are seeing is a degeneration of this entire electoral course in Bihar. It actually began with a debate on your development versus my development. It was a very healthy debate. And now it has actually stooped to your quota versus my quota.
Well, this is a very interesting trend because the Bihar election has panned out to be, a very difficult terrain for both the BJP and the Grand Alliance. They had thought of, talking to voters on the development plank, but actually midway somehow there has been a caste polarization, and this is what has started the heat on both the camps, who have high stakes. So now they are, using very bitter language in the poll campaigns from both the sides, and and they're trying all tricks to polarize voters. That is what they feel will help them in winning seats. So this is definitely a very negative trend which has happened in Bihar elections.
But
and I think this will only aggravate in the last phase, which is on 5th of November, where Kishanganj and Purnia and Katihar will be going to polls.
But where do you think it was what was the watershed moment actually? Do you think it was the Mr. Bhagwat's remark on reservations? Do you think it was Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav's saying where he talked about forward caste versus backward caste? What do you think was that moment that actually turned the tide for the entire debate to go towards caste and reservation?
Hello.
Mr. Roy?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, I can. Yeah, you are very right. I think the watershed movement was Bhagwat's comment on the reservations, on reviewing the reservations. Actually, it has had a direct impact on Bihar elections, where Lalu and the Grand Alliance leaders who were playing the social justice card, they were looking for some opportunity to rally the backward castes, and that Bhagwat's comments actually came as a godsend opportunity for them, and they used it as a very, very strong ammunition to play their old Mandal card. And this is what has changed the course for the NDA, because the NDA was hoping to win the election on the development plank. This is why Prime Minister Modi had given the special package of 1.25 lakh crore, and they had gone with that stream of development, Parivartan. But somehow the Bhagwat's comments, which was on reservations, that came as a big opportunity for the Grand Alliance, who thought that this is now our ammunition, and we will go to the backward classes, say that this is the BJP and RSS who are planning the sinister design to scrap reservations if they come to power. So now you will be losing jobs, you will be losing your avenues, and that has actually somehow scared the backward classes. Maybe how far it is turning into votes, that will be seen on 8th of November.
Yes.
But definitely I believe that has given some edge to the Grand Alliance to go aggressive on the social justice card. Lalu has been saying that it will be not Jungle Raj 2, it will be Mandal 2. Now he is playing the Mandal 2. He is saying that 90s era has not been finished yet. We need more reservations on the numerical strength. Now he has gone a step further. And this is where the NDA feels is on the defensive. And this is why Prime Minister Modi had to, clarify that this every time there is an election, the canard is spread that RSS will scrap reservations, which is the lie. So now they have changed course. So definitely, Bhagwat's comment was changing.
Probably it was Mr. Bhagwat's comment then. But at the moment, of course, both the camps are accusing each other of against each other's conduct in the Bihar Assembly polls. Both are approaching the Election Commission. Mr. Roy, you stay with us. We'll just come back to you. Meanwhile, the Bihar Election Office has sought a report on BJP President Amit Shah's firecrackers in Pakistan comment after a complaint launched against him by a RJD delegation. The State Election Office sought a report from the returning officer and the district magistrates of East and West Champaran on the remark. JDU, Congress and RJD partners in the Grand Secular Alliance had also knocked the doors of the Election Commission against Shah in Delhi. Shah, remember, made that controversial comment at a rally in Raxaul in East Champaran. He is said to have repeated the same in another rally in Betiha, headquarter of West Champaran district. Now, remember, East and West Champaran have 12 and 9 assembly seats respectively, and they would be going to polls in the 4th phase on 1st of November. Now, BJP President Amit Shah's comment that Diwali will be celebrated in Pakistan if BJP loses in Bihar has come under criticism from opposition parties. And the Grand Alliance lodged a protest with the Election Commission demanding action against Shah.
गलती से भी अगर भारतीय जनता पार्टी बिहार में हार गई तो जय पराजय तो बिहार में होगी, पटाखे पाकिस्तान में जाकर चलेंगे।
BJP chief Amit Shah's remark that there will be celebrations in Pakistan if his party loses the Bihar Assembly polls has been severely criticized by political rivals. Even his own party members were on the back foot when it came to defending their president.
पाकिस्तान में पटाखे छूटेंगे जो राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष ने कहा।
देखिए, जो हमारे राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष ने कहा वो इस सोच के आधार पर कहा है कि जहां तक पाकिस्तान का प्रश्न है, भारत ने बराबर अपनी तरफ से कोशिश की है कि पाकिस्तान हमारा पड़ोसी देश है, उसके साथ हमारे रिश्ते बेहतर हों। लेकिन पाकिस्तान का रुख जैसा सकारात्मक होना चाहिए वो नहीं रहा है, ये बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण रहा है। तो शायद इस सोच के आधार पर उन्होंने कहा होगा कि भारत में यदि मजबूत सरकार यदि रहेगी तो शायद ये पाकिस्तान को अच्छा नहीं लगा होगा, शायद इस सोच के आधार पर उन्होंने कुछ कहा होगा।
The opposition is seeing his comment as an attempt to communalize the ongoing elections in Bihar. RJD chief Lalu Prasad called Shah's remark an insult to the people of the state.
अमित शाह नरभक्षी जो है भाजपा का जो अध्यक्ष है, ये बिल्कुल पागल हो गया है। ये पूरे बिहारी लोगों को इसने अपमानित किया है। बिहार की जनता इन लोगों को धूल चटा दिया है हम लोगों ने।
The Congress too was swift to take on Amit Shah on the issue. Former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram mocked Shah's remark on Twitter. If BJP loses in Bihar, there will be celebrations and relief among many others, writers, scientists, historians and moderate citizens.
गलती से तो हम बीजेपी को हरा नहीं सकते हैं, सही उनको हरा सकते हैं और हराएंगे और हरा रहे हैं। और जबकि वो कहते हैं कि पाकिस्तान में पटाखे बजेंगे, मैं उनसे कहना चाहता हूं कि बीजेपी हार गई तो हिंदुस्तान में पटाखे निकाले जाएंगे।
JDU General Secretary KC Tyagi and AICC Chief Spokesperson Randeep Surjewala met the Chief Election Commissioner Naseem Zaidi over the issue. But not before the BJP top brass reached the Election Commission office and filed a complaint against the Grand Alliance, accusing it of communalizing the Bihar elections.
दो चीजें तय हैं, एक तो बीजेपी हार रही है, दूसरा दिवाली हिंदुओं में मनाई जाती है, मुसलमानों में नहीं, उनकी जानकारियां भी कम हैं। नंबर 3, ये बिहार के पिछड़े दलितों और गरीबों का अपमान है, जिनको पाकिस्तान के साथ आप इक्वेट कर रहे हो।
Addressing a rally in Raxaul on Thursday, Shah had said that crackers will be burst in Pakistan if the BJP loses in Bihar. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
All right, let's go back to Mr. Roy. Mr. Roy, now what are we coming down to as far as this fourth phase of Bihar elections are concerned? Initially, the political parties were talking about castes, and then they came to religion. Now they're talking about another country. What are we coming down to? And I think this is going to be the worst election in terms of this sort of the war of words that is really happening, and it's stooping just too low.
This is actually happening that way, and it shows how the stakes are high both for the Grand Alliance and the BJP in this election, because Bihar election has been touted as one of the crucial elections which can have an impact on the central government, the BJP-led NDA government at the center, and this has been hyped. And this is about the political innings of Lalu Yadav and Nitish Kumar, who has been, who has realigned with the social justice thing, and they have come, they have left their bitter rivalry to join hands. And for both the BJP, it's like, we have lost Delhi, so we need to win Bihar so that we can improve our stocks in the Rajya Sabha, where we have a minority. This will have a direct impact on how many MPs can go to the Rajya Sabha, because this is all will be an indirect election, how the MLAs will be voting for the MPs. So this is very crucial for both the camps, for the Lalu and Nitish's own political career, whether they will be staying relevant in mainstream politics, and BJP, who is looking at this election to, increase their tally, get Bihar and increase their tally in Rajya Sabha.
Yes.
So this is why I believe that the campaign has become so bitter. Because they are trying every trick in their cupboard. So just to, make the voters come to their side. And development as such here in Bihar, development card is not working, because you see the development has already taken place to a large extent. And where like Nitish has a good image of being a pro-development man. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar in last 10 years has actually shown what development is. And there like it's not working. So it has now boiled down to caste, and now it has also gone down to religion. And because both the camps are I believe are at a loss. What is voting? They are still speculating whether the voters are going towards them or it's going to the opposite camp. So there is some kind of a fear in them that whether they will lose or win. So this has not happened in last election in 2010, when it was a one-sided affair, where the NDA had a clear sweep over the then RJD. But now, due to the political realignments and the caste factor playing very vigorously, very aggressively, and very importantly, so like there is a fear in both the camps that they might lose the elections, and this will be a turning moment for Indian politics.
But Mr. Roy, a number of our reporters are there in Bihar, spread all over the state, and they've been talking to the voters, and most of the voters are actually talking about real issues that plague them, the issues of development, the issues of electricity, water. These are the issues, and also, of course, job, employment. Do you think the kind of issues that these politicians are raising, do they find actually a resonance with the voters there?
This is very unfortunate. You are very right. It is not finding resonance among the electorate. Well, Bihar has not become a very developed state as such. There have been progress in roads, there have been progress in power, but there are core issues of migration, there are core issues of unemployment. Be it in Gopalganj, which witnesses huge migration for people to Gulf countries, and Siwan, again a district where there is poverty and people are moving out to foreign shores, actually Gulf countries. In West Champaran, you have the issues of unemployment, you have the issues of failing crops, but these issues actually has got eclipsed in this whole rhetoric of caste, religion, and polarizing people on these lines. So this is very unfortunate in this election, because the earlier elections we have seen, even in 2014, we have seen the development card, actually having its resonance, because there was a talk of how a new government will come up and check corruption and give employment to people. But this time it has gone down in a different way, and right. There is the old shades of 90s when there was only talk about caste and religion.
Yes. So
that is very unfortunate for Bihar.
All right, so we are seeing a bitter war of words really between both the camps ahead of the fourth phase of elections, which will be happening tomorrow in 55 districts, seats in Bihar Assembly tomorrow. We'll see how the voters are going to vote. Thank you so much, Mr. Roy, for joining us this morning and sharing your perspective on that story. And ahead of the polling for the fourth phase, our correspondent Shishir Chaubey spoke exclusively to Home Minister Rajnath Singh in Patna. Let's listen in to what he had to say.
पहले जानना चाहूंगा कि क्या उम्मीद कर रहे हैं आप 3 चरण के मतदान देखने के बाद?
3 चरणों के जो मतदान हुए हैं उससे स्थिति स्पष्ट हो चुकी है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी नेतृत्व की एनडीए को स्पष्ट बहुमत इस बिहार विधानसभा चुनाव में हासिल होने जा रहा है।
सबसे ज्यादा जोर जो है युवाओं पे है और महिलाओं पे है, जो ज्यादा निकल रही हैं, और खास करके जो हम अति पिछड़ा वर्ग की जो बात कर रहे हैं, एक्स्ट्रा बैकवर्ड क्लास, उन पे भी सबकी नजर है। और सभी दोनों दल, वो एनडीए हो या महागठबंधन हो, दावा कर रहे हैं कि हमारे पास उनके मत आ रहे हैं। आपको क्या लगता है, आपका राजनीतिक अनुभव क्या कहता है?
जिन लोगों ने लंबे समय तक यहाँ सरकारें चलाई हैं, उन्हीं लोग, सारी राजनीतिक पार्टियों ने मिलकर अपना एक महागठबंधन यहाँ पर तैयार कर रखा है। बिहार की जनता ये महसूस करती है कि लंबे समय तक इस बिहार में सरकार चलाने के बावजूद इन लोगों ने न तो बिहार की गरीबी की समस्या का समाधान किया, न बेरोजगारी की समस्या का समाधान किया, बल्कि आज भी हमारा बिहार हिंदुस्तान के सर्वाधिक पिछड़े राज्यों की कतार में खड़ा है। तो इसलिए लोग किसी भी सूरत में महागठबंधन के पक्ष में वोट नहीं करना चाहेंगे और न करेंगे। इसीलिए मैं मानता हूं कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी नेतृत्व की एनडीए को बिहार के इस चुनाव में पूरी तरह से बढ़त है।
ड्राइविंग सीट पे आप लोगों ने ही नीतीश कुमार को बैठाया जो 9 साल बिहार में चला है।
क्यों बैठाया? 2005 में ही बैठाया। जनता दल यू हमसे छोटी पार्टी थी,
फिर भी ये मौका दिया गया।
फिर भी इसलिए मौका दिया, बिहार के हितों को ध्यान में रखकर हम लोगों ने मौका दिया, क्योंकि भारतीय जनता पार्टी राजनीति यदि करती है तो केवल सरकार बनाने के लिए नहीं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी राजनीति करती है तो समाज बनाने के लिए, देश बनाने के लिए। हम चाहते थे उस समय कि बिहार को एक अस्थायी सरकार मिलनी चाहिए जो बिहार का विकास कर सके। इसलिए हम लोगों ने फैसला किया कि हम भले ही कोई छोटी पार्टी हो, हम उसको समर्थन देने, तो कम से कम ईमानदारी से हम समर्थन तो देते रहेंगे और बिहार को एक अस्थायी सरकार मिल जाएगी।
And with this, we'll take a very short break and we'll be back with much more. Stay with us.
Today we will discuss the Supreme Court judgment on Section 66A and why it was struck down from the Information Technology Act.
I personally feel that 66A was a sword hanging on the heads of every citizen of this country.
Political dissent, informed views, high level of communication, which is the bedrock of an open and democratic society.
The funny thing is that new laws are being created to restrict our freedom as opposed to grant us greater freedom, which is what you would expect from a maturing society.
Watch Law of the Land, Sunday 10 p.m. and Monday 8:30 a.m. on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. Now, one of the earliest martyrs of the Indian freedom struggle, Khudiram Bose, was cremated in Muzaffarpur. Now, local residents say that political parties have done little to revere his memory.
At 19 years, Khudiram Bose was one of the youngest revolutionaries to be martyred by the British in 1908. More than 100 years later, the Chandwara cremation grounds, where his last rites were conducted, is little better than a garbage heap.
शहर का दुर्भाग्य है कि एक इतिहास पुरुष का जहाँ दाह संस्कार हुआ, जो एक ऐतिहासिक समाधि बननी चाहिए थी, वहाँ आज कूड़ा कचरा जमा रहता है.
A few years ago, the local administration built a public toilet. They were torn down after some local youths protested against them. The Khudiram Bose Smarak Samiti laments that political parties want to exploit his name during elections, but do nothing to respect his memory.
नगर निगम का सबसे ज़्यादा दोष है इसमें, क्योंकि ये नगर निगम की ज़मीन है और नगर निगम अभी तक यहाँ के वर्तमान सांसद जो हैं उन्होंने 25 लाख रुपए का राशि यहाँ के सौंदर्यीकरण के लिए दिया था हम लोगों को कि यहाँ सौंदर्यीकरण करो हो, लेकिन ये नगर निगम का ज़मीन है, इसलिए एनओसी अनापत्ति प्रमाण पत्र नगर निगम से चाहिए था, जो नगर निगम अभी तक 2 साल में नहीं दे रही है.
जो सम्मान की रक्षा करने की बात करेगा उसी को हम लोग इस बार जिताएंगे, उसी को वोट देंगे, यहाँ के मोहल्ला वासी भी.
The prison where Khudiram spent his last 3 months is named after him. August 11th is observed as Martyrdom Day, when senior police officers pay homage to him at 4 a.m. in the jail.
कोई उसको राष्ट्रीय स्मारक के रूप में निर्माण कर सके, ऐसा कोई प्रयास नहीं कर रहा है. आज वैसे राजनेताओं, वैसे लोगों के चिता स्थल और प्रतिमा, आदमकद प्रतिमा लगाई जा रही है, जो समाज में भेदभाव करने वाले रहे हैं.
Khudiram was among the first revolutionaries to plant bombs near police stations to target government officials. The demand for a proper memorial is as old as his death. Ravindra Sharan's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, now let's talk about Purnia division. Well, it hasn't forgotten the fury of the floods that lashed it in the year 2008. The gushing waters of Kosi River washed away the railway link to places like Saharsa and Katihar. But so far, even after 7 years, this link hasn't been restored.
The Purnia Court railway station, once a bustling place, it feels empty now. Even the railway officials are missing. Shopkeepers find it hard to make ends meet.
2008 से ही बंद है और जो है बड़ी लाइन के पर्पस से ही इसको बंद किया गया था. बनमनखी और जंक्शन के बीच उसी 2008 से ही गाड़ी बंद हुई और हम लोग यहाँ पर, हम गेटमैन हैं, यहाँ पर थे. हम लोगों को उठा करके सहरसा भेज दिया गया नौकरी के लिए।
Railway tracks washed away by the 2008 floods are still in a state of disrepair, even though work has been going on for the last 7 years. A rail trip from Purnia to Barkhani and Saharsa that used to cost 14 rupees today costs 80, and that too at considerable risk to the passengers.
कम भाड़ा में लोग सहरसा, पटना, भागलपुर चले जाया करते थे। अभी तो सीधा 3 गुना भाड़ा लगता है इससे। अब और हरासमेंट भी ज़्यादा है और गारंटेड कुछ नहीं है। असुरक्षित लोग यात्रा करते हैं।
पहले रेलवे थे तो बहुत सस्ता, हम लोग आराम से पहुंच जाते थे। अब जो बस के चक्कर में बहुत सारे एग्जाम में छूट भी जाती है, बहुत सारे किराया लगता है, समय पे पहुंच नहीं पाते हैं। पहले ट्रेन थी तो बहुत आराम से पहुंच जाते थे।
Political parties refuse to take responsibility for the state of affairs and instead blame each other.
हमारी सरकार और यहाँ हमारे विधायक जो हैं वो जो है सो इसके ऊपर जो है सो चिंतित रहे हैं, और अभी जाकर के जो चुनाव होगा और चुनाव के बाद अगर निर्णय हमारे पक्ष में आता है तो निश्चित रूप से उसके ऊपर हम लोग जो है सो काम करेंगे।
लेकिन ईमानदारी पूर्वक ये भारत सरकार का मामला है। इसके सांसद जो थे पूर्व में, उन्होंने ईमानदारी पूर्वक इस पर काम नहीं किया और उनकी विफलता है।
Purnia residents have all but given up hope of seeing any improvement.
7 साल में एक रेल की पटरी और बहुत दूरी तक नहीं भी जब मरम्मत नहीं हो सका, नहीं बिछाया जा सका, तो भगवान मालिक है इस प्रशासन का, चाहे केंद्र का रहे चाहे राज्य का रहे।
Elections are a time for promises. Purnia has seen them broken after the 2010 assembly polls and then again after the 2014 Lok Sabha elections. They are hoping against hope now that 2015 will be different. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
All right, let's tell you something more about Purnia. Well, this district in southeastern Bihar comprises 7 Vidhan Sabha constituencies. Once known for its industrial as well as educational prowess, is today among the state's most backward areas. The 7 assembly segments have a mix of BJP, JDU, RJD and Congress MLAs with expectations of strong anti-incumbency factor when polling takes place here in the last phase on 5th of November.
Legend mentions the region as the spiritual home of Mata Puran Devi, hence its name Purnia. Purnia's identity was once its galaxy of literary giants and its prowess as a centre of learning. That aura has long faded. Agriculturally, the place had once been recognized for its bumper jute production. That too is on the verge of dying out completely. Today, despite its status as a division headquarter, Purnia is listed among the most backward areas of Bihar. Crumbling infrastructure and zero development here means migration. For many, arising out of a desperate state of affairs, is at an all-time high. This sugar mill is Banmanki area, shut down 25 years ago for want of funds. Every election season, it comes into focus amid promises from politicians of reviving its fortunes and that of the people of the region. Purnia comprises 7 assembly segments: Purnia Sadar, Banmanki, Amor with BJP MLAs, Thamdaha and Ropali with JDU representatives, Kasba with a Congress MLA, and Bayasi with the RJD. All these constituencies of Purnia district go to polls in the 5th and final phase on the 5th of November. A strong anti-incumbency factor among the electorate stands out, even amid tall promises from the political parties. For years, Purnia has seen only promises, elections raising hope of actual work on the ground. And they can only hope that it will be different this time. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, that's all in this election special bulletin, but news and updates continue on your channel. Keep watching Rajya Sabha TV.